Continuing coverage of breaking news, Houston, Texas, where reports of shots fired at a level 1 trauma center called Ben Taub Hospital, which is just off the campus of Rice University and not far from the Houston Zoo. These are live pictures coming in from our station KRIV, Fox for Houston and the surrounding area. And a moment ago, they were zoomed in to what really looks like a sort of triage center where a number of patients were being treated. You can see them on the far left of the screen, though and now they appear to be zooming into that. Here's what we don't know. We don't know if these are patients who were inside the hospital and have been moved out because, after all, inside there has apparently been a shooting, or because people are being treated. I can tell you this. Fox 26 in Houston is now reporting that there is no indication that anyone has been shot. We know that the early reports were of shots fired on the second floor of this very large facility. Trace Gallagher bringing in together new details from our newsrooms across the Southwest. Trace, what are you learning?
Well, you're exactly right, Shep. Those patients you see right down there, we're being told those are not anybody who was involved. Those people are already in beds. They were just moved from an area of the hospital that apparently was of some concern. We're getting reports that the shooter, if in fact there is an active shooter, and they just issued what they call a code white about 15 minutes ago, which is code for an active shooter, but then they said, well, this is no longer an active shooter situation. So if there is an active shooter inside the hospital, we're being told it was on the second floor. Social media has a lot of reports of people hiding in closets because they've been told that this is on clearly full lockdown. We know there are SWAT teams that have surrounded the building, and they sent a message out about maybe 30 minutes ago to Baylor Medical Center next door, telling Baylor Medical Center doctors and hospital residents, so forth, to not go over to Ben Taub because of the active shooter situation. And again, it kind of looks like they're bringing people out, rushing them out, but it's our indication that these are not people who were injured. These are existing patients who are simply being moved because of their own safety. Again, on the second floor, this is Ben Taub. There's about 486 beds in there. It is really one of the preeminent trauma centers in the Houston area. It's about maybe 4 miles from downtown. Anybody who knows the Houston area would know the zoo is in that area, the Children's Museum, and Rice University is also very near there. You can see kind of the demeanor of the police outside of the hospital, which gives us an indication that because they're not hiding, because they're not in any defensive position, that maybe the situation is not as bad as it was 30 or 40 minutes ago. We're still gathering information, Shep, but they're moving people out of the areas of concern because the reports were code white inside Ben Taub Hospital, which means there is an active shooter scenario, and we're trying to find out if, in fact, that is still the case.